The new survey opens with Eliza reading an interesting line.
2 futures to see, but only one can be seen. Make your choice.
I find this super intriguing because a commenter on a previous video suggested that maybe premonitions were going to work very differently this time. Yes, they were going to be tied to the tarot cards, but players wouldn't just be able to look at them immediately after picking them up. The theory was that players would visit Eliza between chapters and have access to the cards they found, and then would have to choose which fortune she was going to tell them by picking between 2 cards, or more. While this line doesn't completely confirm the theory, it's certainly pointing in that direction. Only 2 cards per chapter seems a little light though, and with 22 notable tarot cards, that would mean 11 chapter breaks if they featured all of them, which would mean a lot of Eliza. Now, let's look at the survey, which is about history and hauntings. There's not much new footage here, but the questions themselves and the answers the players can use are compellingly weird. First, we've got the use of yees and nah for the first question, the bizarre what memories as an option for the second, and then we have shrug and I'm scared emojis to answer has anyone died where you now live. Strangest of all is the last survey question, which asks if we would burn it all down if it set the stuff trapped free. And the possible answers are fire ghost and holy prayer. The background image is also interesting, as it shows tarot cards raining from the sky before focusing on one of them, the Tower, which is the card that represents the concept of burning it all down, among other things. 2 things about this last survey question. First, the fire ghosts and set free seem to reference Until Dawn, in which we're told that burning the Wendigos will set the spirits inside them loose to cause more problems. In that case, maybe don't burn it all down? Secondly, is this the aftermath of Eliza's trailer exploding? There are tarot cards falling from the sky and a bunch of them are on fire. Is Eliza going to reveal herself to be sinister at some point, and the only way to escape her wagon is to blow it up? That would be a heck of a thing to happen near the end of the game, and an unusually direct involvement of the curator-style figure in the story. Next up we have the Emma video, which is full of new footage, most of it fairly unimportant. I hadn't noticed that the chonky chain she wears around her neck had a padlock in it until now, which is neat. But we do get a scare scene, which starts with a single frame of Jacob yelling or possibly screaming, then focuses on her running down a dock. Presumably, this is the pier and boathouse area from the map. Note that she's now wearing the t-shirt from the negative image of her face cam, and both her face and shirt seem to be soaking wet, and her hair is back in a bun. This suggests that this is happening after she goes for a dip, which she likely did while wearing a shirt. Impressive restraint by the developers not having her walk around in a bra for this section of the game. Sadly, we don't get a glimpse of what she's running away from, but perhaps it has something to do with Jacob getting snared while also freshly out of the lake? One last thing. It's hard to see, but in the waving goodbye to the kids shot from the trailer, it looks like her padlock necklace starts the shot in midair and then drops down to its normal position, as if the asset had just been loaded in and it took 2 frames for simulated gravity to start affecting it. Given what we've seen with hovering Laura, this isn't that much of a stretch. Oh, and another video went up at IGN, this one about the script. But there doesn't seem to be much info in there. Although it's neat to learn that the entire script was around 1,000 pages, goes to show just how much branching there's going to be in the dialogue, and that the cast was recording around 50 pages a day. That's the good thing about motion capture work. You don't have to worry about costumes, makeup, lighting, really anything that slows the production down. And if you're having trouble learning a 1,000-page script, you can just read your lines off of a prompter since they're just recording your voice and movements. Will Biles does mention one crucial thing about the game's structure. Apparently most of the characters will spend large sections of the game separated out from everyone else. This was done to simplify the writing and production process, apparently, as it minimizes the alternate versions of scenes you have to create. So if Jacob gets killed 4 hours into the game will just skip all the Jacob content up until the finale, at which point characters will react to what happened to him. I've gotten so used to Dark Pictures invariably featuring characters paired up, that having a bunch of Until Dawn style solo action is gonna feel weird. I've been the Hidden Object Guru, thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please remember to like and subscribe. Special thanks go out to my patrons, Desire, Marissa, Eduardo, Brian, and Joanne. You can always find me at my live streams, weeknights at 9 Eastern and weekends at noon. We'll see you back here for more Supermassive Games content. But until then, au revoir.